Welcome back to the deep dive. And honestly, what a day to be diving in. It is Monday, January 26th, 2026. A very happy Republic Day to everyone listening out there.
Happy Republic Day. It really feels like the entire country is buzzing today, doesn't it?
Oh, completely.
There's just a different kind of energy in the air when the tricolor is flying high. You walk outside and you can just feel it. And looking at the stack of stories we have in front of us today, Bollywood is matching that energy beat for beat.
Absolutely. It's a massive day. We've got a box office that is, quite literally exploding. We've got these prestigious awards that are really tugging the heartstrings. And then we have, as always, this slightly chaotic, very entertaining side of celebrity social media.
Yeah.
It feels like the industry decided to pack an entire month's worth of news into a single holiday.
It is the full spectrum, the full Indian entertainment experience. We're going from the very serious legacy of the Padma Awards all the way to Varun Dhawan doing pull-ups in a metro carriage.
Which we definitely have to talk about, the pull-ups,
Oh, we have to.
But first, we have to start with the elephant in the room. Or maybe considering the movie we're discussing, I should say, the tank in the room. Border 2.
The phenomenon, and I really don't use that word lightly.
It is officially a phenomenon. Looking at the numbers coming in for the first 4 days, I actually had to double-check this to make sure I wasn't seeing things.
It's wild.
Feels like we're back in the 90s in terms of the hysteria, but with, 2026 ticket prices.
It is staggering. Let's just unpack the data for a second because it tells a story that's beyond just the money. So Border 2 has raked in over 128 crore rupees in just 4 days.
4 days?
That's a number most films would, pray to hit in their entire lifetime run. But if you look at the trajectory, yesterday, Sunday, that was the catalyst. It saw this massive surge in collections that analysts are comparing directly to what happened with Gadar 2 a few years back.
That Sunday surge. It's becoming a thing with these patriotic films, isn't it?
It is.
It's like the audience decides collectively, okay, Sunday is for the country. And today being Republic Day, the trade is actually expecting it to cross the 200 crore mark. Today, on a Monday.
Which is the power of the holiday release window. You have to understand the psychology behind a Republic Day release.
Right.
Over the last, 5 or 6 years, this date has become the gold rush window for action cinema. The audience is already primed with a sense of national pride. They have the day off. They want to go out. They want to cheer. They want to feel part of this big collective emotion.
And Border isn't just a movie anymore, is it? It's an emotion for a whole generation.
It really is. I remember the original Border from 1997. It wasn't just a film. It was a total cultural event. The songs, the scenes, it's like etched into people's memories.
Oh, completely.
Exactly. So you've got the parents who remember the 1997 original, which was, like you said, an emotion, and then you have a younger generation that consumes all this short-form patriotic content on social media. Border 2 just bridges that gap perfectly.
It's a cross-generational thing.
It is. It's a transfer of intellectual property across generations. And that Sunday surge, that doesn't happen just because of teenagers. That happens when families come out to watch, when the mass belts, the tier 2 and tier 3 cities decide, this is our movie.
And that usually defies the standard box office logic, right? Because Monday is supposed to be the crash day. You see a 40 or 50% drop.
Precisely. But here, we might actually see an increase, or at the very least, a steady hold. That is historically significant. It shows the film has moved beyond just entertainment, and it's become participation.
What I find so fascinating is how the industry is reacting to this.
Yeah.
Usually you see a bit of competitiveness or maybe some quiet jealousy when the film does these kinds of numbers. But here, it feels like a celebration for the whole fraternity. Did you see Karan Johar's note?
I did. It was very telling and very, very smart.
I loved it. He posted this celebratory note, and he was basically shutting down all the haters who keep writing Bollywood's obituary. He said, and I'm quoting here, "Bollywood is here to stay." But then he dropped this pun that I thought was just brilliant. He said, "All Dharanhars will cross borders."
Which is such a clever double entendre that is classic Karan Johar wordplay.
Totally.
He's referencing his own production, Dharanhar, which, was the blockbuster of 2025 with Ranveer Singh, and he's linking its success to the success of Border 2.
It's a little bit of a flex, isn't it?
It is, but it's a gracious one. It serves two purposes. One, he's acknowledging the massive success of a rival studio's film. But two, he's subtly reminding everyone, hey, I also have a massive hit franchise.
Right.
It reinforces this idea that the industry is a collective ecosystem. When footfalls increase for Border 2, those same audiences are seeing trailers for the next big film. It's the whole "a rising tide lifts all boats" theory applied to cinema.
That makes so much sense. If people are in the habit of going to the theater, then everyone wins. And it wasn't just Keijo. We saw Misha Patel showing up at a theater to watch it.
Which is significant optics.
It is. I mean, given the Gaydar history, the Deol connection, to see her there, supporting Sunny Deol's legacy, supporting the franchise, it just reinforces that feeling that the industry is kind of closing ranks and celebrating this massive win together.
It presents a united front. And in an era where Bollywood is often under attack from, various external narratives, showing that unity really matters.
But, and here's where it gets really interesting, success always comes with a side of controversy.
Yeah.
You can't have a film this big without some noise. And the noise this time was directed squarely at Varun Dhawan.
Ah, the casting backlash. It was pretty relentless leading up to the release.
It was. There's this segment of the internet that just seems allergic to star kids, no matter what the context is. They were so harsh on his casting, questioning if he could fit in a war film.
The whole chocolate boy argument. Too commercial.
Exactly. But now that the numbers are out, the narrative is flipping. And the director, Anurag Singh, he's not staying quiet about it.
I saw that. He came out swinging today.
He basically said the trolls owe Varun an apology. He used the phrase a Mafi key application. Like, you need to go fill out your apology application form and submit it now.
That's a bold move for a director to engage with trolls like that. Usually the strategy is just ignore and move on.
True.
But I think he feels vindicated. He's using the box office data as his weapon. He's essentially saying, you tweeted that he was bad, but millions and millions of people bought tickets.
It's data versus discourse, isn't it?
Precisely. The discourse on Twitter, which is so often an echo chamber, said Varun Dhawan cannot play a soldier. The data, the revenue, says the audience accepts him completely.
It really highlights the disconnect.
It does. A disconnect between the terminally online critics and the actual ticket-buying public.
That's such a crucial distinction. We often mistake Twitter trends for actual public opinion.
And they rarely overlap perfectly. The general audience doesn't care about the whole nepotism debate as much as some Twitter threads would suggest. They care about, is the movie engaging? Do I feel something? Is the action good?
Is it worth my money?
Exactly. If Varun delivers the emotion, the baggage of his lineage just disappears for those 3 hours. So Anurag Singh's defense, it really highlights that disconnect between the online chatter and the ground reality. The headline said he was a mismatch. The heartbeats of the audience clearly disagree.
I love that. Headlines versus heartbeats. That really sums up the divide.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of heartbeats, we have to pivot to something that is purely emotional. The Padma Awards.
Yes. The list this year is, well, it hits hard. It balances the vibrant present with a very somber past.
Let's start with the joy. R. Madhavan, Padma Shri.
Long overdue, if you ask me.
Absolutely. His reaction was so pure, too. He just said he was very honored and humbled.
Right.
But when you look at his career graph, I mean, I remember him as the chocolate boy in Reina Hai Terra del Maine. Just that smile,
Of course.
And now he's this creative force, rocketry, the directing, the acting range. It's incredible.
That is exactly why this award makes so much sense. Madhavan represents a bridge between industries. He was pan-Indian before that term became a marketing buzzword.
That's so true.
He conquered Tamil cinema with Alai Payuthe. He conquered Hindi cinema, and he moved seamlessly between them for decades.
And he didn't just stay an actor. He evolved.
No, and I think rocketry was the real pivot point for this specific recognition. Rocketry wasn't just an acting gig. He wrote it, he directed it, he produced it. He took a dense, scientific, biographical subject about Nabi Narayan, and he made it accessible to the masses.
Which is not easy to do.
Not at all. That showed a commitment to cinema as an educational tool, not just entertainment. The government tends to reward that kind of cinema with a purpose. So this Padma Shri, it acknowledges not just his acting, but his whole contribution to the art of storytelling in India. It's a recognition of a career that has never been stagnant. He's always, always reinventing.
He really is. From a romantic hero to this intense character actor to a filmmaker. And then we have the other side of the emotional spectrum, the Padma Bhushan for for Dharmendra.
Yes, the second highest civilian honor in the country.
The source material mentions it's a posthumous award,
Yeah.
and it just lands differently.
It does. It brings a real heaviness to the celebration. We lost a true legend, and now the government is recognizing him. Ima Malini's reaction was just heartbreakingly beautiful. She tweeted that she was so proud that the Guld has recognized Dharamji.
It's that phrase icing on the cake that really got me. She called it the icing on the cake.
Hmm.
It implies that the cake, his life, his career, the love from the audience, that was already baked. This is just the final garnish. But the person who earned it isn't here to hold the medal.
And that's the tragedy of posthumous awards, isn't it? It validates the legacy, it cements their place in history, but it also just underscores the absence. For Himaji and for the Dial family, especially with Sunny riding so high on Border 2 success at this exact same time, it must be such a swirl of emotions.
Almost Shakespearean the time.
It is. The Dial family is currently at the absolute zenith of their relevance. Gadar 2 was massive, Border 2 is massive, and now this incredible state honor for the patriarch. But the patriarch isn't there to see it. It highlights the fleeting nature of all these triumphs. You can conquer the box office, you can get the medals, but you just can't beat time.
It's so poignant that it's all happening on Republic Day. You have the son dominating the box office with a patriotic film, and the father being honored by the nation for his life's work. It's cinematic in itself.
Life often is in Bollywood. And speaking of Republic Day sentiments, we saw some other lovely tributes too. Sarah Banu spoke about Dilip Kumar's belief in India's humanity.
She is always so eloquent.
She is the guardian of that old world grace, isn't she? Her message wasn't about movies, it was about values. She talked about Dilip Kumar's idea of India, inclusive, humane, united. It is important to hear those voices today.
She really is.
It's a gentle reminder of the values that the industry and the country was built on. It's a sort of soft counter-narrative to the aggressive jingoism we sometimes see in modern films. She's reminding us of the dignity of the past.
And then, on a completely different note, somewhere between that dignity and the aggression, we have Salman Khan.
The uncle era of Salman Khan.
It is a fascinating rebrand. He posted this video with his niece, Ayat, and his nephew, Ahil. And they're just sitting there listening to his song Mathrubhumi from Battle of Galwan.
It's a smart bit of promotion woven into a personal moment. The song is about sacrifice, about love for the motherland. But seeing the kids listen to it, it just softens the image.
Exactly. We're so used to the action star Salman or the Big Boss host Salman, seeing him just hanging out with the kids, sharing a patriotic song, it connects.
It makes him relatable to the family audience. It bridges that gap between the superstar and the citizen. It seems like every major star today has to sort of perform their patriotism in a specific way. It's almost a requirement of the job now. You can't just be an actor. You have to be a representative of the national mood.
It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
Whether it's doing a war movie or just sharing these moments on Instagram. Okay, let's look forward. Because while we're celebrating the past and the present, the industry dropped some massive news about the future today.
The announcement slate. Always exciting.
One that made me jump out of my chair?
Yeah.
Mardani 3.
Finally, this is a very, very important green light.
Yes, the announcement is officially out. And can we just talk about why this matters so much? We have the cop universe with Singham and Simba and Suryavanshi. We have plenty of cops. But Shivani Shivaji Roy is in a league of her own.
She is, and that is a very important distinction. The Rohit Shetty cop universe is all about spectacle. It's larger than life. It's cars flying, gravity-defying stunts, and heroes who are basically superheroes in khaki. Mardani, led by Rani Mukherjee, operates in a completely different genre. It is procedural noir. It's grounded, it's gritty, and it's uncomfortable.
It deals with really heavy stuff like human trafficking, juvenile crime.
Exactly. It confronts the dark underbelly of society rather than just, blowing it up. Acknowledging a third installment proves that there is a sustainable commercial audience for a female-led, hard-hitting cop franchise. It's not just a one-off anymore. It's a legitimate franchise pillar.
And Ronnie is just ferocious in that role. She brings this intensity that you just don't always see.
She brings a gravitas that balances the industry. You need the Singham for the popcorn and the whistles, but you need the Mardani for the gut punch. Both can coexist, and a healthy industry needs both.
Speaking of balance, we have a reunion that fans have been screaming for, Rana Bali, also known as VD14.
Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandanna, the pairing that launched 1,000 fan pages.
The chemistry is just undeniable. Geeta Govindam was magic. Dear Comrade had its own intensity. But this sounds different.
It does. It's a period drama. While Holsten Krittian is directing, we're talking a 19th century setting.
Okay, so why go period? Is it just for the costumes? Or does it signify something else for their careers?
I think it signifies scale. In the post-Bahubali, post-RRR era, if you want to be a true pan-India star, you need a period epic. You need swords, horses, grand visuals.
Ah.
Contemporary romances struggle to travel across language barriers because humor and cultural nuances are often very local. But epic war or historical drama, that's a visual language that translates globally.
That's a great point. Action and history are universal languages.
Exactly. Putting Vijay and Rashmika in a 19th century setting elevates them from cute couple next door to legendary lovers.
Yeah.
It's a play for that Magadhira or Bajirao Mastani space. And they've locked a release date, September 11th, 2026.
That is confident, locking a date this far out.
It shows they have a really clear vision. It signals to the distributors, we are coming, clear the calendar. I think the audience is going to eat it up.
I'm already imagining the visuals. But hey, not everything is going to theaters.
We got an update on Durandar.
Ah, yes. The 2025 blockbuster.
It's finally heading to OTT. And I feel like this is becoming the second life of movies now. You have the theatrical explosion, and then 6 months or a year later, the streaming release just reignites the whole conversation.
It expands the footprint. This is the long tail of modern film economics. A theatrical release captures the hype audience, the people who need to see it now, but a massive portion of the population, maybe 60–70%, they wait.
Or maybe they couldn't afford the ticket prices, or they just prefer watching at home.
Exactly. So when a film like Durandar, which was a massive actioner, hits streaming, it gets a second wind. It starts trending on social media again, memes resurface. It keeps the IP alive in the public consciousness, which is crucial if they ever plan to make a sequel.
It's a continuous engagement loop.
Right. The movie never really ends. It just changes platforms.
And then, shifting gears to something a bit more universe building. Lokesh Kanagaraj, the LCU. The man with the master plan. The most exciting experiment in Tamil cinema right now.
He opened up about the future. He talked about his acting debut in a film called DC. But what interested me was how he addressed the criticism of his last film, Coolie.
Which is very refreshing to see. Usually directors get so defensive the audience didn't get it or it was too smart for them.
Totally.
But Lokesh seems to be taking the student of cinema approach. He's acknowledging that maybe Coolie didn't land perfectly with everyone, and he's actually using that feedback to tweak the LCU going forward.
It shows adaptability.
It shows he values the universe more than his own ego. If you want to build a Marvel-style interconnected world, you have to listen to the fan base. You have to know what's working and what isn't. And the fact that he's still expanding, talking about AA23, shows that the universe model is still very much alive, even if it requires a little course correction now and then.
It's that constant evolution.
Yeah.
And before we leave the movie news, we have to mention Sundance.
Please, this is the counterbalance we absolutely need.
We've been talking about 200 crores in these massive franchises. But then we have Pankaja and Osibalama, two South Indian films making it to the Sundance Film Festival.
This is so crucial for the soft power argument. While we celebrate the commercial boom, we can't lose sight of the art. Sundance is such a prestigious platform. For regional Indian stories, specifically these two films, to be selected, it shows that our storytelling is resonating globally on a human level, not just a spectacle level.
It proves we aren't just one thing. Indian cinema isn't just people flying out of cars.
Exactly. It's also these intimate-rooted stories. It is the difference between commercial viability and cultural capital. You need both. You need Border 2 to keep the lights on and the theaters full, and you need Pankaja to push the boundaries of the art form and garner respect on the world stage.
Okay, let's step away from the screen and look at the people on it. Because the social feed today, wow, it is a mix of don't try this at home and why on earth did you buy that?
Where do you want to start? The dangerous or the expensive?
Let's start with the dangerous. Varun Dhawan again. He is everywhere today.
He really, really is.
So a video went viral of him doing pull-ups inside a metro coach.
Yeah.
Like holding onto the overhead rail and just cranking out reps.
And looking very fit while doing it, I must admit. But
the authorities were not amused.
no, and rightly so. They issued an advisory, and this is that classic conflict between, influencer culture and civic responsibility.
It's the copycat feel.
Exactly. It's the problem of mimetic desire. When a star does something, thousands of fans want to mimic it. Varun is a fitness icon. He probably thought, hey, cool visual, let's inspire people. But the metro authorities are thinking, great, now we're going to have 1,000 kids trying to do chin-ups on public transport and hurting themselves or damaging property.
It's such a fine line. We love the spontaneity, but you're a massive star. People are going to copy what you do.
Precisely. It's the burden of influence. You can't just be a guy having fun. You're a walking public service announcement, whether you like it or not. You're Varun the brand. And the brand can't be seen promoting a public nuisance. It just highlights how carefully these stars need to tread.
Speaking of having fun, Badshaw.
The Rolls-Royce saga.
This story actually made me stop and think. So he buys a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Price tag. A cool 12.45 crore rupees.
An astronomical amount of money, life-changing for 99.9% of the planet.
He buys it, and then he admits, publicly, that it was an impulse buy, and the high of owning it lasted only about 15 minutes.
That is surprisingly profound for a celebrity car story. Usually it's just flexing, look at my new toy! But Badshaw is kind of peeling back the curtain on consumerism here. He is describing the concept of hedonic adaptation.
Okay, break that down for us.
It's a psychological theory. We think that a certain positive change like winning the lottery or buying a Ferrari will permanently raise our happiness level. But humans are wired to adapt. We get the car, and within a very short time, it just becomes the car. Our happiness baseline returns to normal.
It's the new toy syndrome.
Exactly. And Badshaw experiencing this with a 12 crore car is a perfect, if incredibly expensive, case study. It peels back the curtain on the whole rapper lifestyle. The music videos sell us the dream. Buy the car, get the girl, be happy. The reality is, buy the car, feel good for 15 minutes, then worry about the insurance and the parking.
It's so relatable in a completely unrelatable way. Like, I get the buyer's remorse or that feeling of, oh, the excitement is gone. But that usually happens to me with a pair of shoes, not a 12-core car.
Right. But the emotion is human. It shows that material success has diminishing returns. It's a rare moment of vulnerability from someone whose entire persona is built on swag.
So true. Now, from introspection to romance, or at least rumors of romance.
The official debuts, as the internet calls them.
Lollapalooza was happening, and all eyes were on Disha Patani. She was seen walking hand in hand with Talwinder.
The singer.
Yes, and fans are calling it the official debut. They had been spotted at a wedding before, but walking hand in hand at a huge music festival, that is a statement.
In the Celebrity Handbook of 2026, that is basically a press release. You don't send a statement to the newspapers anymore. You just walk through a festival gate holding hands past the paparazzi.
That's the whole soft launch culture.
Exactly. And it's interesting to see the crossover between the Bollywood world and the independent music scene. Talwinder is huge in the indie space. Disha is huge in Bollywood. These worlds are merging more and more.
And then we had a really heartwarming purchase, Mahavir.
This was sweet.
She bought a Mini Cooper worth 50 lakhs. But the context is what matters. She's separated from Jay Vanushali. And yet, Jay's reaction was so incredibly supportive. He was cheering her on.
That is maturity. It's lovely to see. Separation is hard. Public separation is even harder. But showing that you can still celebrate each other's wins, especially when there are kids involved, as Mahi mentioned, the car is for their daughter Tara, it just sets a really positive example.
It breaks that stereotype of the messy, bitter divorce.
Completely. It shows that you can separate as partners but remain united as parents. It's not the drama we often feed on. It's just two adults being supportive. It's a very healthy narrative to see on a social feed that's usually full of so much toxicity.
I wish we saw more of that. Because, unfortunately, we also saw the ugly side of social media today.
The Ori and Sarah Ali Khan situation.
Yeah, Ori took a dig at Sarah, called her pathetic or something along those lines, and the internet. They did not like it. They called his behavior vile.
It's the cycle of toxicity, isn't it? A comment is made, the backlash starts, and it just spirals. It feels so performative. Like, are they fighting because they genuinely dislike each other, or are they fighting because feuds get engagement?
It creates clout, but it's negative clout.
Exactly, and it just feels so unnecessary, especially when you contrast it with the warmth we talked about earlier, Karan supporting other films, Jay supporting Mahi. This nastiness just feels petty.
It does. And it links to what Bhumi Pednekar was saying in her interview.
Yes, about her role in Dal Dal.
She opened up about the trolling she faced.
Yeah.
And she said something that really stuck with me. She said, people forget she has worked her ass off and that she has to use spirituality to cope with it all.
It is a reminder that there's a human being on the other side of the screen. We consume these stars as products, but they are people working hard, facing insecurities, trying to do a job. When Ori types pathetic, or when a troll attacks Varun, there's a real person on the receiving end who has to meditate just to handle the stress.
We need less trolling, more storytelling. That should be the motto for 2026.
I would sign that petition immediately.
All right, let's take a breath.
Yeah.
We've covered the chaotic present and the hopeful future. Let's step into the time machine. It is time for our flashback.
I love this part. Where are we going today?
We are going back to 1971. The film is Andaz,
Oh, a classic. Directed by Ramesh Sippy.
before he made Sholay.
That's right. He was still establishing himself. And the cast, I mean, it's a dream team. Shami Kapoor, Rajesh Khanna, Hema Malini.
But the dynamic was so interesting, wasn't it? Shami Kapoor was in a transition phase.
He was. The Yahoo days of the wild, jumping rebel star were sort of fading. He was moving into more mature, character-driven roles. In Andaz, he plays the older, supportive figure, a widower. He was accepting that his youth was passing. And then you have Rajesh Khanna,
The superstar.
the meteor.
He has a cameo, essentially.
Yeah.
He plays the husband who dies early in the film, but his impact? Massive. He arguably stole the entire movie with just one song.
Because of the song, Zindagi Ek Safar Hai Suhana.
Just saying the title makes me want to yodel.
It is so infectious. Kishore Kumar's voice, the energy on the motorbike, Hema Malini laughing. It became an anthem for that whole generation. It defined the joy of living.
But there's a sad piece of trivia attached to this movie. The music directors.
Shankar Jaikishan, the legendary duo, the Lennon-McCartney of Bollywood music. Andaz was their last collaboration before Jaikishan passed away.
Oh, wow. That puts a whole different spin on it.
It does. So when you listen to that song, Yahan ka kya ho kisne jana, who knows what will happen tomorrow, and you realize it was the end of the journey for one of the greatest musical partnerships in Bollywood history. It just adds such a layer of poignancy.
It really does. It captures that fleeting nature of life. One minute you're riding high on a motorbike, singing about the journey, and the next, things change.
And that is the story of Bollywood, isn't it? Highs and lows, triumphs and tragedies. Just like today, we have the box office triumph of Border 2 and the solemn remembrance of the Padma Awards. The cycle just continues. The art outlives the artist.
And even looking at the stars themselves, there's that story about how Salman Khan rejected Chakta India way back in the day.
He did.
Because the rumor was he thought his fans didn't want a serious role. He thought they just wanted the star. And now look at him sharing patriotic songs, doing films like Sultan or Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
The definitions of what a star can do have changed so much since 1971. Back then, stars were trapped in their image. Today, looking at Madhavan, looking at Mardani, the audience wants characters. They want depth. If Salman had been offered Chaktas today, he might have taken it. The ecosystem has evolved from worship to engagement.
So, if we look at the whole picture today, January 26, 2026, what's the headline for the deep dive? What does this all mean?
I think the headline is resonance. Whether it's the resonance of a 1971 song that still makes us smile, the resonance of a patriotic war movie crossing 200 crores because it taps into a national emotion, or the resonance of a celebrity being vulnerable about their mental health. The industry is thriving because it's finding new ways to resonate with a changing India. It's not just selling dreams anymore, it's mirroring our reality, the good, the bad, and the patriotic.
That is a beautiful way to put it. And for you listening, whether you're celebrating with a movie, a song, or just scrolling through the feed, maybe take a page out of Badshah's book and think about what makes you happy for more than 15 minutes. Or take a page out of Anurag Singh's book and stand up for your team.
And please, skip the pull-ups on the metro. Find a gym.
Exactly. Keep it safe, keep it filmy. It has been a packed Republic Day edition. Thank you for hanging out with us.
It was a pleasure, as always.
From headlines to heartbeats, you've been listening to Bollywood Daily Dive-In. Catch you where the stories are.